Yeah, but it's also because MJ, it's a small country.
Right.
Like she's too big for Panama.
But I don't get invited to anything. Like here in Panama, if someone releases a new brand, everyone gets invited but me. And it's crazy because I am the biggest
She's the
account.
biggest influencer in Panama by far, bro. Familia, primer podcast en inglés, súper diferente. Nuestra amiga Gracie vino con su manager MJ. Ya saben, suscríbanse al canal, es súper importante que se suscriban y comenten y likeen para que sepamos que nuestro trabajo les gusta. No tengan miedo de preguntar todo lo que quieran y de comentar todo lo que quieran. Suscríbanse al canal, recuerden, súper importante. Y este podcast es gracias al mejor ron de Panamá, Ron Casa Historias. Aquí les dejo su Instagram. Y bueno, ya ustedes vieron el intro que hablamos en inglés, so basically in English. This is a podcast in English, so Javier, let's fucking go. So, Gracie, bienvenida once more to the podcast.
Thank you. This time in English.
In English, so we're breaking record. MJ, welcome, man.
Thank you.
All over from New York. So, well, basically we're here. You're doing like a tour in Latin countries and stuff. You're a manager of Gracie Bon.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I manage a lot of people. I have like around 30 clients. So, so I do a little bit of everything. I work with artists, models, influencers.
How do you divide yourself for 30 clients?
How? I don't know.
You're hustling all day, right?
Like 24/7. Like I don't sleep.
Shit.
So this is an everyday job, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Is it the first time here in Panama?
First time.
How long you been here?
Just since yesterday, since last night.
How do you think so far?
So far, so good.
So far, so good, right?
Yeah, like it's not that much different. Because my family's from Jamaica, so the country looks a lot like Jamaica.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And also you have the dollar, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the most important things I think that we have when you come here, that you have to pay with your own, with our own money.
Right.
And that's about cool. So I want to know something about her. How did you get this guy to manage you? How did you find him?
Well, he found me, actually. Everything started in 2020, since the pandemic, everything that happened. And I was just posting like selfies and improvised photos of me with my phone and bad quality and all that stuff. But he really saw potential in me. And the first call, he just told me like, hi, my name is MJ, and I manage a lot of girls, that you should definitely have a call with me just to talk to you about what I do and just to get to know each other, and that's it. And I was like, okay, I usually don't respond to like those kind of messages, but after I saw like what he did with other girls, I was like, oh, wait, I think I want to do that. Like, I get so inspired by other girls doing the same. So that's when I like, okay, this is my phone, call me. And we have a great call. I remember that call. He told me something like a father. Like he was like just looking for my best, interests.
Yeah.
And one of the things he told me is that you can get big as you wanted to do. Like if you are consistent, I see that you have only like 20 pictures, but in every picture you see like this a smile and you look so like a cool girl and all that stuff. And he really motivated me since the minute zero. Like one of the things he told me was like, whatever brand you want to work with, I can help you with that if you put your part, which is like creating content and being consistent. And he did that since we met. So it was like almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And he has been very patient. I mean, we once we had like this discussion, but that's it. Like we talk like adults, and that's it. But
so this is really interesting. I want to know this. So, dude, you have like a really good talent, because you can. Like I know Gracie from like a year ago.
Okay.
We did our first podcast, and we have to repeat it again in Spanish in August, because in August is our anniversary from the first podcast.
okay.
And then
Congrats.
I remember, dude, look, I had a podcast going on, right? And let me tell you my story of her. So, right, I'm like, hey, do you want to come to the podcast, right? And she's like, she's evolved a lot because the first time she came here, she was really shy.
Right.
She just spoke more in English than the first time she spoke in the whole podcast in Spanish. And I'm like, hey, you want to come here? And she's like, yeah, but I've never done like talking and stuff. I'm like, dude, you got to come. And that was August last year. I was in New York going to a concert in the Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
as soon as I posted her podcast, dude, my cell was crazy. Yeah. First of all, people were like, hey, you're crazy, man, because I talk usually to politics. And I'm bringing this only fan girl to the podcast, right?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but you and I wanted to tell everyone about her story, but I couldn't because you have to wait for the podcast. I'm like, hey, like her story, is top notch. And then when I posted it was 14th of August. I was in New York. Rage Against the Machine was the band I was playing.
Oh, okay.
And dude, my cell was popping. I was more excited for the podcast than for the concert.
Yeah.
And by the way, MJ is from New York, so everything's tied up, you know what I'm saying? And I was spending money on New York, but we were making money here. Right. But my question for you was, bro, so you have this talent on seeing potential, especially, let's talk right now specifically on these girls that are models. What do you look, or what are the stuff that you see that you say, oh, this girl is it?
It's kind of hard to say because like everybody is different, and I see different things in in different people. So like my main company, my foundation company is called Mystery Vision. So like my name is Mystery Jones.
Oh.
So Mystery Vision is basically my vision. I see, I feel like I have the ability to see the future.
Yeah.
So MJ Curve kind of it started from Mystery Vision.
Yeah.
So and it became like the how would you say the division for models, because I was mainly doing music, and I was working with artists, and that was like my main managing job. But then I started to notice that a lot of models were gaining followers fast, and and not really monetizing that whole thing. So I said, I think I can do the same thing with models that I did with with artists. So so that's when I started reaching out to people like Grace, and I said, hey, I see some potential. I think you can do more than just posting pictures. Maybe we can get some of these brands to work with us. Maybe we can get some of these brands to pay us. So and it started from me working with one girl, 2 girls, 3, then 5, before it was 10, and it just started to build. So I see different things in different people, because some people might have music talent as well. Grace also has some music talent. I don't know if she's ever told you guys, but she does, and this is something that she's going to to explore moving forward. So I just see different things in different people. Like sometimes people don't see what I see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes if I see it, I'm gonna reach out to somebody and say, hey, I think I can help you develop that thing that you have, because you got to kind of have that it factor. I don't know if you guys say that.
Yeah. There's something different.
Yeah.
Unique.
Right. So when you see that, sometimes someone might just need help to develop that, and that's what I do.
And in Grace's case, what was the thing that most caught your attention?
Her personality. She was really I guess she kind of made people feel warm.
Yeah, cozy, right? Yeah,
cozy.
I feel the same shit. That's weird. Yeah.
So and not everybody does that. You know what I mean? So when somebody does that, you know that there's something special about that person.
Hey, dude, that thing that you just said, MJ, it really resonates. That's true, because I know like everyone sees her and she's a hot girl, but you also go like, damn, I think that I care for her, and it looks like she cares for what we think, and that's something that, because I'm thinking that in your industry, there's a lot of guys that can rap.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people can rap, but who has that it thing?
Right.
Being a rapper, right? And also with girls, like there's a lot of hot girls and hot guys in the world, but some of them stand out in specific things, and I'm guessing that you see like the end product.
Right.
While we only see what's in front of us.
Right. And and that's another thing, like with this whole thing, I think everybody just sees the end
Yeah,
product.
now,
Yeah.
of course.
You know what I mean? Because like they'll like a lot of girls look at Grace and they say, I want to be.
Yeah,
I
I've
wanna
been
be
with
like
a lot
that.
of creators like from the States. I have a lot of friends from Miami and Dominican Republic and all this stuff. And they always tell me, oh, you look so lucky because you're Latina and you are in a very broad
Audience, yeah.
audience. And like for us, it's so difficult because we are from the States. And I'm like, hell no, like that's not excuse. It's just because I create content almost every day. Like I'm consistent. And also when I like create, like for example, sometimes I just keep posting bikini photos because it's the easiest thing here in Panama to post. MJ is like, hey, like I know like you like vicious and everything and you're posting a lot of bikinis, but you need to focus on what the brands want. They want to see more of you, more like makeup content, like you doing different stuff. And that's what I'm starting to doing on TikTok. That what he told is true, that I was so shy a year ago to speak just because I feel kind of discriminated, for being in a country that everyone saw me like, oh, this brain dead. I know what's the word. Like, I don't have.
Airhead.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't have anything to say, but I actually find out that I do. Like, I can motivate a lot of women to start doing what I did from the beginning, because I was just someone earning like a normal salary at the beginning that almost have like I couldn't pay all my stuff. And then I saw like other girls doing the same, and I had someone that told me that you can do it, like you can do this, look what this girl posted, there are some ideas, do this, do that. And it was great because at the beginning when we start having like contracts and all that stuff, I didn't know how even to read more of the words in English. And he helped me a lot. Like he was like my representation there, and he was the one that was talking with the brands there. So it's great that some girls like us, even Latinas that doesn't speak very good English, get someone that you can trust there.
Well, now this podcast is gonna make this information available for a lot of girls that speak Spanish, because that's not what she says is one of the biggest problems we have in Panama and Latin America, that talented people in general that want to cross over to the United States or Europe don't know who to trust or who to access to make it happen, because what we run here is local, and of course the language barrier, but also the the law, the politics and stuff, it's different. So having someone like you that already lives in the U.S. but works with Latin people is a big step up for the industry, and a bridge that actually Gracie is giving everyone, because she's putting you out there like, hey, this is the man. Now, this question, MJ, what do you think is like the biggest hustle or the biggest struggle models are having right now in this times with over information, new talent coming every time? What's the hardest thing to overcome?
I think one of the hardest thing is to have these brands pay you.
Yeah.
Like
they want to give you fame.
Yeah, a lot of brands will give you, free stuff. But it's a form of payment, you know what I mean? Because it's like it has a value. So however, so sometimes, if they really like you, they'll give you a lot of stuff. And and it does have a value. So the benefit there is that these girls don't have to go out and buy clothes because people will send them free clothes. And that's great. But for somebody that's creating content, that's a job.
From that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, it's a real job, and some people don't see it that way. They see it, this, just post this in exchange for me, for free because I'm giving it to you. But also someone like Grace can actually build a brand.
Yeah, but I was so happy at the beginning that, oh my God, free clothes. And he was like, yeah.
Right.
You can have that, but I will get you to pay you. Like I was like, can you do that? And he did. Like he was the one talking with them.
Yeah, next level of professionalism, of course. The next step.
Yeah, because especially now when you get to the stages of where when you get to the stages of where Grace is now, she can help build almost any brand. Because
Definitely.
if she posts anybody's thing, now all of a sudden 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people might see this product. So so that has a value. She should get paid for that. you know, and it's real work because when you're doing content, it's time consuming, and people don't really think of that. Also, they think that it's just these girls are doing it for fun. No, this takes hours. Like they spend hours doing this. So you know, and you know, flying to different places, you know, just to create good content, you know, it becomes very expensive. You know what I mean? So you know, they do deserve to get paid for this work because it's real work. And some people are not willing to put in that work. So so I understand that, you know, brands are not willing to pay everybody because at the end of the day, it becomes a thing of reach, you know, like what audience are we reaching? If they're reaching an audience that, you know, like if the brand is you know, mainly a woman brand, they're looking for a big woman audience. You know, or if it's, you know, a brand that doesn't, you know, if it doesn't matter if they have male products, women products, you know, then your audience doesn't really matter. They're just looking to reach a lot of people. And most brands are just looking for that visibility, but they're also trying to see a rate of return. They want to make money from, you know, what they're doing. So
here in Panama, it's totally different. Like here in Panama, I have, you know, that I have struggled to get paid from brands because in Panama, they look more for like quality content. Like it doesn't matter if you have 5K followers. Right. They just want you to be aesthetic and to be like this. Pleasing. Yeah. But they don't matter. It doesn't matter if you reach like only 300 people, and you get. I have seen that a lot.
It's because it's also because MJ, it's a small country. Right. Like she's too big for Panama.
But I don't get invited to anything. Like here in Panama, if someone releases a new brand, everyone gets invited, but me. And it's crazy because I am the biggest the biggest
she's the biggest influencer in Panama by far, bro.
I mean, she's actually one of the biggest influencers, like, everywhere. Dude, you know what I mean? Really, like, you know,
that's good. Yeah. No,
I don't think.
I think, but the things
just in Panama.
I think things are changing because Panama. The things in Panama, and I'm gonna give you a scoop out of it. It's Panama. Panama is a small country, so many companies are run by few families, by few owners. Those most of Panama, and no Panamanian company is an IPO. It's all family owned. So gotcha. It's really, you know, like family decisions value. Yeah. Things are shifting. The more they're gonna shift, the more open a lot of policies and people are gonna move on. I think that the things have changed a lot in 1 year, because 1 year ago, like my podcast, it's Panama based, right? And I say a lot of, I say bad words. Because I talk as how I talk. Right. 1 year ago, people were like, hey, we're not going to sponsor you at all. Because you're saying 2-3 bad words. Right. Like, okay, now, they've seen like, okay, wait. People actually do like this. Right. Grace, the same thing. The first time she was here was the first time she was invited to something that wasn't her content. Now, they want her every day in this crappy TV that don't make money, and then she's making them have rating. Right. I'm not paying them. I just said that you. So that's what's going on. And then based that also is that she is changing the way people think about her kind of business. Right. Yeah. And I think that's something that it's harder on you because you're doing the first one, but also you're opening that opportunity for other girls, right?
Yeah, like I must say that every single girl, like big girl in Panama, knows me. Like when I see a big girl, I'm like, sis, like just because I was one of the first girls here to start using clothing that it was not like with the beauty standard here in Panama. Okay. It was, I would take you to the mall. You will see the clothing. It's like for big girls, there isn't. And for skinny, it's not sexy. It's like big shirts, like, you know, it's difficult to get sexy clothing here in Panama. So when people see me, it's like, okay, she's overweight and she's wearing that. Like, I don't think so. Like, there are good comments and there are bad comments. But yeah, what he just said is true. Like, people is really inviting me to interviews and all that stuff just because I started here and they saw that I have something to say just besides the content. Yeah.
Your family is from Jamaica. So you're like us, you like big ass.
Yeah.
Something like Jamaica and Panama always had that thing in common, like music, and then we like big ass in girls. That's very important for our industry because that's our vision. Like for me, I think that big ass is more important than big tits. Because no, for real, I'm talking facts here. Because big tits, yeah, you can get them done, but like a real good juicy ass, it's different. Like a natural ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking facts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and you know what works in the numbers.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that this is one of the reasons why I started MJ Curve because, I wanted to represent curvy women, of all, of all sizes. Like, I mean, like, it's you can say plus size, but everyone is not actually plus size.
Exactly.
Some people are smaller, but they're still curvy.
Yeah.
So what we do is we represent curvy women. Anyone who's curvy. Like if you're not curvy, you don't really fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
fuck out of here.
That's what we look for.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. I don't know if you can speak about this. But have you been in like strip clubs in New York?
Like strip clubs is not really my thing.
Yeah.
But I like going to strip clubs in different places because I like to see the difference between,
that's my question.
Right, like what they do.
Like,
so,
but you seen the difference between like American strippers and Latino strippers?
yeah.
I
What's the
think
difference?
Based on my short and quick experience, shit. Like, no, I'm saying it's like Latino models, like because I see it in strippers too, because let's say they're not as big as models, but still it's a sexualized industry. Like 20 years ago till now curvy strippers and bigger women are like more what people want.
Right.
And I've seen that in New York, they were more like, well, because I've been in a couple of strip clubs in
Did
States.
you go to strip club in Manhattan?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so then you saw skinny white girls.
Yeah, like trying to pay for college.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, and I'm like, I went for a
Skinny
study
white
kit.
girls that you can't touch.
And I'm like, damn, like in my country, Panama, I'm like, these girls wouldn't get a job here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I never put, like, Miami and Vegas are like different worlds because that's like an industry, like a really big industry, like 11 and stuff. But like, and Vegas is like ultra expensive, like not too much people can go there. But like in regular clubs, I'm like, dude, curvy women, like the Latinas are like, they have more customers, more money thrown at them.
Right.
And I think that going curvy is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's and
Agreed.
also, and my question was like, how do you see that, but in social media?
So I say it again, like
the skinny girls versus the curvy girls in social media. Like who has more?
Well, I can tell you this. With social media, the curvy women are discriminated against.
Really?
Like for example, Grace has lost her page before, from just posting regular content. And skinny girls will post the same thing and
With the same clothing.
Same thing, and they will not get deleted. And it's just, this is something that we see on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like you probably know, like with YouTube, it's like
super careful.
Yeah, like they'll restrict everything, and what they'll do is just kind of control who sees, what audience is seeing your stuff. Instagram does the same thing. Like if you do something that's not, in their guidelines, they're gonna restrict the people seeing your page, which is a shadow ban.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy, but the skinny girls don't have that same problem.
Maybe, but that's also because maybe less people care or look at the skinny girls.
I mean,
but it's unfair, definitely.
It is unfair, and like traditionally, this is what you've seen, when you watch TV, this is the images that they show you. Like they didn't, like now it's a little different because now you're starting to see curvy women on TV. But 20 years ago, you didn't.
Not here in Panama
Yeah.
though. That's what something that I mentioned the last time I was on TV, is that I would like to see more curvy representation here in Latin America in general, because I have seen a lot of women in the States on TV, but not here. Like in Latin America, you can't find a big woman like on the news or
really? Oh,
okay. It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, your question was like, do you think that curvy girls do better on social media? I think yes, but we get discriminated. Like a lot of men like that. Like a lot of men, you can see that they like a natural woman with stretch marks and cellulite. Like they love it, but there is a lot of haters too that skinny girls don't have. Like I get a lot of hate of fitness people. A lot of fitness people. I don't know why they hate me, and also
because they hate themselves.
yeah, like they. Yesterday I saw a comment from a girl. Like she was pretty cute. Fitness like. Come with me to my workout routine, all this stuff. And she was like so positive and all that. But she commented on my reel of me doing a massage, like, I can't believe men would like this. Like, they are crazy. And everyone's like, hey, but you're cute too. Like, why are you saying you look good too? Like, why are you being so
shameful of my body.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's crazy because like I did a shoot back in the Poconos. I live in the Poconos. I'm from New York, but I live in the Poconos, which is close to New York. So we did a lingerie shoot in the snow, and you know,
I want to do that.
yeah, I mean, we wish Grace could have been there for that, but the picture went crazy. Like it went viral 2 years in a row. Like we did it last February.
Yeah.
And it did like I think like 70,000 views,
wow.
like 70,000 likes. This was on Fashion Nova's page, and then they posted it again this year. It did like 65,000, and then it did. They posted on the straight Fashion Nova page where they post only the skinny girls, and it did like 345,000 likes. You know, so and in the comments, like you know, like you would think that you get a little bit of hate here and there. But the majority of the comments were people saying, "Yes, finally, real women,
give me some food.
Real bodies." Like you know, like they appreciated that. So like they do. The curvy women do better. You know what I mean? They just don't get the same respect and the same acknowledgement. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But people, this is what people really want to see. Yeah, no, you know, at the end of the day, they don't want to see that. Like they want to see this. So you know,
like definitely. And my numbers, like. My data that I run say the complete same thing, exactly same thing, and like in the comments from our second podcast, like Grace said that a lot of men liked bigger women, but they were like ashamed of accepting it.
Yeah.
And then people like started, but now like people are like, yeah, that's fucking true. Like people started saying, yeah, that's true, and now they're like a little bit. Because I don't want anyone to criticize anyone. Like, if you're skinny, perfect. If you're curvy, perfect. If you're, I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to be happy, and that's it. But I think that also, in Panama case, it's these influencers, like these rich, skinny influencers, are also, it's a small country, a little bit worried that if Gracie participates in a campaign or something with them in it, then they will get completely crushed, that they will. Because I've talked about this. And I said, why would I spend time or money in these people if I can get her and do the same thing or more? And it's because of the power of who's choosing what to do, because these influencers, because here we have a lot of that, you know, this Kardashian and bullshit, like Kendall and Kylie, that are like rich girls and they own the brands. Right. Like a lot of brands are the same thing, that the influencers that they use are married, family, daughters, or whatever, from the people in the company. So that's something that is going to change, because new markets are coming in, and because at the end of the day, she's been busting her ass off and creating space for her. Because that's something that I really respect out of you. Because when you told me, I feel this and this and this, but I'm not going to stop because of this and this and that. That a lot of people do in every aspect. Like, oh, I'm not doing well, so I'm going to put my head in my bag. No, you go and grind for it. And I don't know. I mean, he knows. Like, what are your future plans right now? Like, what do you have in mind?
Well, the next thing we're gonna do is some music.
Yeah, we want to do some music. I think that's like the next level. You know, I have to try it. I am not like afraid of trying new things, so it's something I really want to try out. Music.
What kind of music?
I was thinking maybe like something like more pop and rap, like I mix, you know.
I mean, yeah, I think that we'll experiment,
Yeah,
with some
experiment.
different
It's,
things.
I mean, something to me for me to have fun, and I keep creating content for my followers. So
The reality is that
So
no
you
matter
got- you-
whatever she does, people are
Hey,
gonna love it.
you can get mad collabs with her because she had like everyone it's fan of her, so she can go like, hey, Bad Bunny, what you up to? Let's do a song.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
and honestly, I feel like that's what will happen. You know what I'm saying? Because like Grace thinks she's only big in Panama. Like she's really big everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just that the whole world doesn't know who Grace is. But I think once she does something like music, I think everybody will.
Something more commercial for everyone.
Right. And it'll kind of bring a new audience because people that might not have really been paying attention to her before, now they're gonna see something different. You know what I mean? Because everybody knows sex sells.
Yeah.
So music wise, everybody's looking for sexy figures. Like if you look good, that's half the battle.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? But if you actually have some talent, that's even, you know what I mean? Now you have a broad spectrum of what you can do. So and she actually does have some talent. Yeah. So again, people are gonna get to see what she really can do.
So you can practice a lot in Diablo. You can practice like in the
in the shower, yeah.
But the thing is that that's true because also music events allow also to have live performances for thousands that automatically create money.
Right.
Because that's something that not all models can do.
Right.
Like, because content is content, but having like a big show or a tour, and also, of course, that's
where the money, the real money
when
is.
you do like the tours, because you can do tours about music while creating the same content you create right now in different places while selling merch.
Selling merch and getting sponsorships.
Because you're growing your
brand.
Dude, I think it's amazing what you guys are doing. How long are you gonna be here in Panama?
Only a few days. I'm here till Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. You gotta eat some good food here, man. Here, there's a lot of food.
Yeah,
here.
but
actually, I had food at her restaurant last night, and it was really good.
It was good.
Yeah, because I like salmon. I'm a salmon person.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
Oh, you like seafood?
But I want him to try like ceviche. That he was like.
No, but there's a lot of good places here. A lot of seafood, good places. I want to tell you after the show where to go, and you should try them, bro. They're all really close. Panama has a lot of restaurants, and they're like, dude, like today's Saturday, when we're recording this, and we can go everywhere in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is.
I'm a low key foodie, so
that's good.
So I definitely like to try out different places.
Yeah, and I want your opinion, bro. Dude, hey, I mean, it's been amazing having you guys here. Like any last words you want to say about her and your plan in the future?
Pretty much, like I said, the music is our plan, the next step of what we're gonna do. Definitely working with more brands, some bigger brands, especially now that Grace is actually expanding her content. Now we're gonna shoot for some bigger brands.
I'm so excited. Grace, one last word you want to say?
Well, I want to tell like all the girls that are watching this podcast that you should get started. If you want to do something, just do it. Like, get started. That's the beginning. And, well, like if you're a career girl and you want to get some management, like, I would totally recommend MJ.
Perfect. We're gonna pop all your Instagrams and your websites all around the podcast.
Yeah. And also, too, I want to notice that I want to mention that we're gonna also start a podcast called Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's awesome, bro. I think that's gold.
So actually, this is like the first step of doing that.
Yeah, perfect.
So so I thank you for
of course, man. Of course,
for the
man.
opportunity. So that's gonna be our the next thing. So and I think that'll be good because a lot of people have questions and they're always like my DM is flooded with questions or people that just want to be a part of MJ Curb. So we're gonna talk about all those kind of topics, like what it takes to be an influencer, the hours that's put into it, and also they'll get to see kind of what the other girls are doing, because we'll especially we'll interview people like Grace, all the other girls that are
all
part
access.
of it, right? So exactly they'll have more access to MJ Curve.
Yeah, so follow my boy MJ Curve. And Grace, you and I, we're going to have another podcast in August to celebrate our anniversary. I want to hear everything you've done from now on to that day. So,
Aquí voy a estar.
Ya tú sabes. So this is your house, brother. Really nice meeting you, man. And I hope everything goes well. Mil besos para la gente.
Chao.
Thank you.